And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Wayne County Now. It is 7 o'clock in the Central Time Zone. I'm Dustin Fuller. Derek Dunn will be joining us on screen here in just a moment. Taking a look at the current radar situation, there is a severe thunderstorm watch that remains in effect until 9 this evening for Clay, Effingham, Fayette, Marion, Clinton, and Washington counties in Illinois. As we're looking at the radar, a lot of storms just to the north, up around Fayette County right now. There's a pretty good thunder cell going through there. And right now, no warnings in our area. We're just here to provide an update for you. And one thing that I have seen, Derek, is that the Weather Service is starting to trend down on the potential of severe weather, at least at the early portion of the evening. That's because of storms that came through earlier today.
Yes, Dustin, and thanks for allowing me to join you here on Wayne County Now. It's always a pleasure, always an honor. And yeah, we've seen the weakening of the showers and storms. Now we're looking at the same radar here, and a lot of pretty much along and north of I-70 getting the brunt of the storms, but looking out west, just a thin little line west of St. Louis, but it's not severe. But Dustin, we are starting to get into the nighttime hours where I feel like the rain that we had earlier today cooled down the atmosphere, but also with this rain coming in over Missouri, this line, it's already going to be feeling the effects of the cool down temperatures and a little bit more stability instead of instability. So I expect a weakening trend with these storms as you and I were talking about before hopping on here.
I think we'll have that case tonight, and I'm pretty certain. Now, the Weather Service is saying there might be a chance between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. of some stuff developing, but right now, looking at this, if the trend were the way it's looking, I think tonight may be another night we dodge a bullet. But
Agreed. I'm not, yeah.
But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this up on our screen. The hazards expected from the National Weather Service here in our region. And this is according to them as of earlier this afternoon. Quarter-size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, the main threats. But if you look to the very left, the tornado probability, very low risk for our area tonight.
Very low risk. And I was looking up the National Weather Service in St. Louis, and the latest warning they had in terms of severe thunderstorm warning wise was for golf ball sized hail in association with a storm that was south of Carrollton. So that was about 30 minutes ago. But the majority of the warnings I've noticed out west, mainly just wind and hail have been the primary threats.
Yeah, wind has been the main thing here. Is we'll go back to radar for a second, and like the warnings that were over around Macoupin and Montgomery counties, that was mainly wind. That storm is what's in Fayette County right now, getting ready to move into Effingham County. It's a pretty strong storm still. I'm not going to say there's no energy involved with it, but they also had severe thunderstorm warnings up that way earlier from stuff that came through here and developed after coming through Wayne County. And that is something that takes some of the energy, and less energy to work with equals less volatility.
That's very true. And you also look here, Dustin, which we were talking before hopping on here, but you look what's formed to the south of Effingham moving east, a little line of shower activity from about Wayne County, about Fairfield, all the way up to the north. So even though that area has been kind of warmed up a little bit because we did see some sun today, but it's starting to weaken though shortly after it kind of gotten some yellows, a little bit of red on it.
Yes, we've zoomed in on that little area. Went through crossing 45 and Jeff, Sisney area, crossing over that way. Nothing, no warning on that. It was also developing up in Clay County, north of Flora, north of Clay City, moving to the east-northeast. Little shower just north of Noble, getting ready to hit portions of Olney here. As we zoom out on the radar for a second, we'll go back to a little bit of a bigger view. That way we can see everything here.
And Dustin, one thing I'd like to mention is that with we've been seeing it lately where, today we've seen it like that example right there, but also for Sunday's severe weather event, you never want to underestimate a blip on the radar because once that blip forms, I tell you what, given the instability, given the energy and the atmosphere, if the ingredients are just right, it can turn severe and it quickly, but we're not seeing that here in our area, but it is something to keep in mind about.
That is, and speak of Sunday, here you go. Here's what you ordered just a second ago. I had it ready, and I was going to go to it, but here we go. An enhanced risk of severe weather. When we were talking about this last night on Wayne County Now, I think I mentioned enhanced and moderate risk possible. Tomorrow, just to our west, is a moderate risk of severe weather, and it's the remnants of that are coming here. So there is a potential that this could be upgraded Sunday.
And I agree with that, but also when you stay with that slide for a moment here, but the one thing I'm wondering is if we have any of those remnants from, let's say, Saturday overnight out west, and they make their way here, and then you begin to wonder if it rains and storms early enough, will there still be instability in our area and region for the storms Sunday afternoon into the evening hours, like today, for example? I'm kind of wondering about that.
Well, it all depends. It all depends if there's a low-level jet stream associated with this or not. So I've not looked into it that much, other than I know we have the risk, and I know we will be here on Wayne County Now, whether it's in the current situation we have where you're in your home, I'm in my home, and I'm looking at the radar on a 32-inch television monitor to my right while my camera is right in front of me right here, or we're in person over at RJ on Main. Thanks to Claire for allowing us to head over there Sunday afternoon. And
Yes.
we will definitely, the plan is Sunday, if we've got severe weather, I believe we are planning to do it from over there in person. So,
Yeah, one thing clear for that because given what's been going on here, they've been talking about this since early this week, and you don't really see that from the National Weather Service at storm prediction all that much. Is hey, look, it's Wednesday, well, right underneath the level 3 enhanced risk for severe weather. But one thing clear for allowing us to do it from RJ on Sunday, and this is some of the folks that should not take lightly at all.
no, and the one thing with RJ compared to maybe us working from home, there's a basement in the building at RJ on Main. So we
Yes.
may be working from the dungeon, if you will, but that dungeon's a little safer than the dining room window that's right to my right over here. And I don't know about your situation where you're at.
I got a window to my left.
Yeah. Glass and wind and tornadoes, not the best of friends, to say the least.
Agreed.
As,
But hey, we'll be riding a storm out like REO Speedwagon.
Yep. Well, the greatest risk is continuing to shift northward according to the Weather Service. Significant severe weather is possible primarily late Sunday afternoon into the evening. We'll dig more into that here in a minute. All hazards are expected. A few higher-end severe events will be possible, especially over the northeastern portion of the area, which would, for Paducah, that would include Wayne County. So that is something to think about. Torrential downpours and localized flash flooding also a threat. And a reminder, make sure you have some way to get warnings and have multiple ways, like 3 or 4. Obviously, we'll be streaming live here on Wayne County Now, so we can give you that information. You can take us with you wherever you go in your phone. Make sure your cell phone's good and charged because wireless EAS will go off if there's a tornado warning, a considerable thunderstorm warning, or anything of that nature. Also, another idea, if you're in the car, turn on your radio. Don't be afraid to have 1049 WFIW here in Fairfield. They will have things on their signal as well. They'll have the alerts go through on there. Storm sirens are okay if you're outside, but don't rely on them if you're inside because you never know if you're going to hear that or not. So that's just some other things to be thinking about there. The Everbridge system. If you have text messages, that's another way. There are so many ways to get warnings, Derek.
Absolutely. Social media, can be also very useful. So, like the National Weather Service in Paducah, they do a great job on their end. We also, as you mentioned, Dustin, we'll be here on Wayne County Now on Sunday for this. And another thing, too, that I like to mention is if you have not come up with a severe weather plan, so what to do in the case if a tornado warning is issued, what to do in the case if a severe thunderstorm warning is issued. If you have not come up with a plan, now would be a good time to come up with a severe weather plan along with stocking up supplies. You just never know with the weather situation for Sunday what's going to happen. But as I always say, it's better to be prepared. And when a warning is issued, you don't think, you just act, you take shelter.
Exactly. And by what Derek is talking about, being prepared in case. You never know when you're going to have days on a power outage. I will tell you here on Wayne County Now, we're debuting our new screen right now for severe weather tonight. And you can see we've got information on the right side. The main portion of the screen is information and radar. We've got our cameras. We've got ticker information at the bottom. But in the top left, this is the outage map from Wayne White Electric. Wayne White, a great sponsor here on Wayne County Now. Want to say thanks to them for their support, but this is a way we can help them get information out on their stuff is we show their outage map live on our screen as outages are reported. So when you're reporting your outage, you can call 618-842-2196. You can report it through the app as well. And then it pops up. It colors on our map. We can pull up the information on our screen and give you all the data that they supply us on our screen as well.
Yes, and they were such a help to us. Going back, Dustin, earlier this month when you and I were doing coverage of that line moving through Southern Illinois, and they were very helpful, and we greatly appreciate their help. And Dustin, I can't begin to tell you, and I just want to say that I've had multiple people in town tell me in person how our severe weather coverage earlier in the month of May was so helpful to them. I just had someone tell me Wednesday this week. So it's great that we appreciate the compliments, but we're here to help you guys give the weather information at, before the storm arrives, if you will, to be ready, to be prepared. We're just here to give you the information. We shoot straight with you. There's nothing to sugarcoat about it. It's just the straight truth.
Yeah. Well, right now, like I said, we're watching storms. That doesn't mean anything's going to fire around here. We do see some storms, and I don't know if you're looking on the screen right now. That storm in Fayette County is rotating a little bit and starting to move towards the south and east. And if you pay attention, look where the path goes. Do the math.
Kind of heading our way a little bit.
It is. That's what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and put a storm track on here for the moment.
Go ahead.
Just because that portion, this is kind of heading this way. And these have been
I'd say southeast
35.
about.
I'd say
35, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably. There's no warning, so we can't really go off of that per se. But we can go off of this based on what we're seeing. So, Orchardville in about an hour and 13 minutes. Keensville in an hour 21. Johnsonville in an hour 22. Reinard in an hour 25. Keens in an hour 26. Wayne City almost an hour and a half. Sisney an hour and a half. Sims hour and 32. Jeff in an hour 37. Fairfield in an hour and 43 minutes. Now, granted, this is only a projection. This is not something that will happen. We're just giving a heads up that it is potential, and that's something we're seeing on the radar while we're talking. Doesn't mean that there's a warning. There, in fact, there's no watch in Wayne County. Just to be very clear, as these storms have been going all directions today. Derek, have you noticed that?
Yeah, I have. Seems like they're moving east, southeast, a little bit to the north. It's like take your pick here.
Yeah,
Like draw. It's like a Powerball jackpot. Whatever number comes out is, it's crazy, kind of random.
yeah. So Marion County is going to get hit with this pretty strong storm that's been rotating. It's going through Bond County. It will be going through Fayette County a little bit. Uh, Clinton County might get hit. So Centralia area will be getting this. It's only a strong thunderstorm, technically speaking, but uh, that would be St. Louis National Weather Service that would have the information on if, say, a warning were to be released on that area. You have to be very careful because that area is St. Louis, Clay County, Effingham County, up into the north. That's Lincoln. And then Wayne
Yep.
County, Jefferson County, point south, Paducah.
Yeah, it's like a mess of three National Weather Service centers in our area, but they all do a great job though.
Well, and I'm looking right now at the corner of the map where it says 34 alerts. That's not the thing that. This is something that's pretty wow. Down in Texas, they've got a tornado emergency.
Yeah.
It's something we can notice when I see purple. That's never a good
Yeah.
sign.
No, I just looked it up too. I just don't see what you're talking about. Yeah. And there are
Yeah,
13 severe thunderstorm warnings on the board.
yeah,
So
and I don't think a single one. And let me get out of tracking mode. I don't think there's a single one in the watch that we're on. I think they're all down like Tulsa or the Oklahoma area, down around Arkansas, into Mississippi, Texas. Yep. And there's that tornado emergency we were just talking about.
it's
So,
just the northeastern part. Yeah.
yeah. So this is what they're saying. I'm just looking at it for grins and giggles. Uh, a large and destructive tornado near New Boston moving to the east at 25. Weather spotters
It do-
confirmed tornado.
and Dustin, that's one thing. It's not just Texas with that cell, but these storms are not moving that fast in our region. They're only going about maybe 30, 35 miles per hour or so. They're not
I've seen
fast moving.
some, I was going to say, we've seen some go 25 in our area. So none of these are
Yeah.
moving with, it's not like they have a place to go, if you know what I mean. It's not like they're
Right.
booking
Yeah.
it down I-64,
Right. Right.
to give you that analogy. Finally, there's one thing we have not talked about on the slideshow. We'll bring that up. This is the
Oh,
severe
yes.
probability list. This was released. It says Louisville, but I think it came from Paducah. Um, looking to see if that's something because I'm hearing things on my board here. All hazards are in play, and if you looked, I'm going to try to see if we can zoom in on this. I probably can't right now. But if you look, the probability, we're kind of in what's called a hatched area on Sunday on that severe probability on the right, which means a pretty big risk of severe weather come
Yeah.
Sunday. So that's part of the reason I'm not so certain we're not going to see this potentially upgraded to moderate for our area for Sunday.
It would have to be their call, but no movement on that yet. But as you and I talked about earlier, if we were, as I stress the word if we go up to level 4, severe weather risk, I would not be shocked by that because I noticed the word significant when they were talking about this severe weather outbreak for Sunday earlier. So you could have a few significant severe weather storms. So I don't know. It's their call.
It certainly isn't. Actually, it's not Paducah that makes that call. That call is made out of Norman, Oklahoma, and the Storm Prediction Center.
Yeah, yeah. I was referencing SPC. My bad. So
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm just making sure people don't think that it's Paducah's decision whether it's moderate risk or
right.
slight or enhanced. It's all based out of Norman, Oklahoma, about a 7-hour drive from here,
Yeah.
and maybe 8. Depends how slow you want to drive, like these thunderstorms. I, there are sometimes you're seeing storms that you put the radar gun to, you're going to see red and blue lights on them. And then you're going to have some that you'll have the red and blue lights on for a whole different reason.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, right now, may get a shower or storm to come through. It's pretty strong from the north and west. Nothing severe on it currently, but if anything does break, we will certainly keep you aware of that. Plenty of lightning with that area of storms up in Bond, Fayette, and getting ready to cross into Marion County. Clay County is going to get some of this too. Looking at
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
right
If you
now.
see right there, yeah. If you look right there at the St. Elmo, Kinmund, you see how it's kind of extending a little bit further down to the south. And I've
Yes.
been playing. I've been playing. The radar loop, and it seems like it just keeps getting a little bit further to the south after every frame. So,
Yep.
for like the areas on the maybe like the 161 Highway 50, they may get the storm.
Yeah, no, it's very possible US 50 corridor probably will see this around, I would say, Lola area. Lola
Yeah.
or
Also, Iuka.
just, yeah, Iuka, definitely. Maybe in the path of this. Reinard might be,
And Florida looks like.
yep. It all depends on where this is going to track. I think this is going to stay just to the north and east of Centralia unless what's building just northwest of Clinton County there on the screen does not join that line. But I think
Right.
Centralia may stay out of it. Central City may be on the outskirts. If you're a Cityan that's watching, you would know what I'm talking about there. Sandoval in the line, Patoka, Salem may get it a little bit, but right now, what we're seeing here is some strong precipitation, a strong thunderstorm. Nothing severe, technically speaking, but a severe thunderstorm watch continues until 9 this evening for Clinton, Washington, Fayette, Marion, Clay, Effingham counties. If you're watching on the Wayne County Now stream, as talking about the risk for Sunday, more or less, and kind of giving you a little bit of what's going on right now. But I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to break away. If anything does break, we will jump right back on here on Wayne County Now.
Yes.
And want to say thank you for joining us. And
Yeah.
hopefully, this is nothing personal toward anyone. Hopefully, we don't have to talk to each other till tomorrow, because that means these storms are going to.
You mean Sunday?
Well, I still have to. Someone's got to deliver news in the morning.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
I mean,
I was thinking severe weather. I was thinking severe weather wise, but yeah.
if you want to do my news tomorrow morning, I'll let you have it. I mean it.
No. All power to you. All power to you.
Yeah. No, I get that. I mean, it would be nice to have my birthday off, but oh,
Happy birthday.
thanks. I'll feel really old here in about 4 hours and 36 minutes now. Thanks, Derek. For the latest local news, whether it's sports anytime, visit us at mywaynecountynow.com. If anything does break out severe weather-wise within 2 counties of Wayne County, basically the counties we've mentioned, we will jump back on here with more severe weather coverage. This has been a look in at severe weather around the area, or a lack thereof, right now on Wayne County Now.